Welcome back for your yummy update. Crypto prices have been absolutely obliterated. 4-year cycle talks are on the tip of everybody's tongue, friends. We'll play some Pumpy G music because it's all we got now. What are we here for, huh? Are we here because we think the world is going to end tomorrow? Or do we think the world will become more digital? I want to show you the total crypto market cap. It's actually come back down. It's around 3.3 trillion. I still think it's a joke, man. I think it's a complete joke. I don't care if this thing goes down. Send it to zero. I don't give a crap. I don't care. I know they're printing money. I've got more news coming your way, friends. So giving you some yummy updates of what's happened. So let's start off with some humor. We need some humor. Jam's Wynn was liquidated 45 times in a row. But he finally got his 46th trade right. He's finally in the green. He's on side $66,000. Now, he's down on the account. He's down on the account, I think, 26 million. So it's literally, you ever seen that altcoin season meme? It's literally gone to zero, and it has. Oh, man. It would be funny if he adds to his short and then he gets licked again. Because that's actually what happens, friends. During this time, you're in this mindset of, well, I've made back heaps. I've made huge losses. So I'm just going to hold this one as long as I can. That's actually a big trap. It's a common trap. Because you're trading, or not what's in front of you, but you're trading as if like you're trying to make something back. And the market doesn't care, right? The market has no memory of that. It doesn't really give a crap. So like you lose your objectivity to be able to look at the scenario and go, well, you know, maybe I should just cover like half and just see what happens here. And I can always get back in. They don't do that usually. Usually what happens is they just, as it comes back up, they keep adding to their shorts. That's just like how everyone like would add to their longs. Okay. So Bitcoin, friends, around 100K. Maybe by the time you see this, it has dunked on below. It's at a level here. There are literally no levels left after that point. I know there is. At 98. 93, whatever. You could just, well, there's levels all the way to zero. We're going to negative numbers. That's what we would always do. So we're probably going to hang around here. There's always room, one more stab down, etc. I just, in something interesting as well, no one wants to long 100K. I've said it because everyone's like, yeah, there's no way this is holding. It's interesting. Everyone's like, there's no way I'm longing 100K the first time. Everyone's thinking that because they all assume, oh, it's definitely getting cracked. We're going to crack under the psychological number. So I guess we'll keep a mental note of that to see what actually happens. Cookie slap. He's too bullish. Bitcoin's going to 25K soon. Here's an AI shit posting bot. Changed my mind. Yeah, so he's farming engagement stuff. Look, but it's entertainment, guys. It's entertainment. We're here to have fun. Like, you want to see, like, it is funny. You got, like, literally 45 times. And then the one time. But this is why it's setting itself up for, like, some amazing story. Like, he was about to win once. And imagine he adds to his short, and then he gets liquidated on the way up, on the reversal. Oh, my gosh, it's gold. That'd be gold if that happens. This is me, friends. I have a scheduled post from a year ago. Bitcoin was 72,000. Ethereum was 2,600. ETH BTC was 0.036. Wow. Too depressed to even like play the video. But it is true. Look how far we've come in a year. And yeah, everyone's saying it doesn't matter. It's about to get a whole lot worse. Could be. Remember, friends, the weekly SuperTrend held up in each of the big fake outs. Okay. Is it going to hold up again? I hope so. You know, equities, US equities and world equities, they pulled back after like their intergalactic run. So it's due for it now anyway. I also have this post, friends. Also, if you notice in my my juicy news, which I posted earlier today, I'm just doing everything I can, doing my part, friends, to serve you, to try form a bottom. I've been putting, you know, gravestone emojis. I've been putting the coffin emojis. So here we have juicy news out here. So I am really doing my best to try form some sort of bottom before we hit zero. 1 year ago, Donald Trump won the presidency. Crypto was unshackled from its anxiety and fear. Optimism returned after a long 4-year slug of altcoin winter. Now, unfortunately, we never actually left the winter. Okay, so that was where we were exactly a year ago. Donald Trump wins. We're like, finally. And, you know, this is what, man, this is just, look how bad the PMI was already a year ago. Okay, look how bad it already was. Last year, friends, if you check it out, we were already bad for 26 months. So it wasn't 36. Back a year ago, it was 26. And then we had a fake out. Donald Trump launches his meme coin. We got mogged. Man, we got mogged so hard. We got absolutely mogged. Once again, friends, don't feel pressure by snake oil salesmen, KOLs, okay? They're going to tell you, hey, I saw this coming. Sign up to my trading. Sign up to my grid bot. Sign up to my this. Sign up to this. Join my group. I would have shown you. I would have done this. I would have done that, okay? They are going to farm you like that, okay? I want to ask you something. Did any of those people tell you to buy Zcash? No, they didn't. Did they tell you to buy XRP last year, by the way, 2024? Did they tell you to buy XRP at all, ever? Probably not. No. 99% of them, never. They didn't tell you to buy XRP. They didn't tell you to buy Zcash. Were they telling you to buy Solana under 30 bucks? 99% of them, no. They only started talking about Solana after it popped up to 180 to 250, and so you made nothing anyway. Okay, I just want to remind you of that stuff, because what they come do is they come try engagement farm everyone out here, because that's how they make their money. They make their money by pretending like they have an edge, and then they're giving it to you for free, and like, oh, just, for this small amount of money. And then when it doesn't work out, they gaslight you. They say, oh, you didn't try hard enough. All right? Remember, this game is for the strongest of warriors. Believe in something. Believe in something. So it is still a believer's cycle. This is literally the definition of a believer's cycle out here. I also want to show you as well, friends. So Arthur Gaze has posted this. So China is printing money right now. Literally printing money. Here is Arthur Gaze. PBOC. Welcome to the money printing jamboree. So the PBOC's net purchases effectively increase the supply of cash in the financial system, helping to contain borrowing costs and support economic growth. Demand for bonds has eased among investors in recent months due to fund rotation into equities and easing tensions in the US-China trade relations. Do you see this big fat print, friends? So China's actually printing money, man. That's why, like, friends, we're repeating. It's 2017 cycles here, but it's taken a long time, man. It's kind of like we're running it in slow motion. Where, geez, like 20, yeah, it's not happening in 1 year. Look, I don't know, man. We could go into a 4-year ban. What do I know, dude? I'm just flipping a coin. Like, we're just flipping a coin. But I know, man, altcoins have the strongest hands, okay? Altcoins have the strongest hands. And yeah, everyone's going to say, Bitcoin dominance up, altcoins about to go to zero. It's up, bro. They've been at zero for five years, okay? Look at others BTC. The whole level of everything, like, yeah. So we'll see how everything plays out, what we can do. Where are we in the cycle now? Good question. Where are we in the cycle now? It's something to think about, because you could really make a case. There's anxiety, fear. We're like, I know what you're going to say to me. Somi, I've been depressed for 5 years. Same, friend. We've been depressed for 5 years. We're in depression. Some people felt maybe a bit of excitement. 2 people, people buying Zcash. People maybe who had XRP, those 30 days of euphoria, and then it went down straight away. They thought it was just getting started. So little pockets. So yeah, it's look part. Oh, here have workplace incident. We are at the graped part. Interesting. Doormat. This morning will be the 5th time in the last 6 months that we're testing the 50-week moving average level, and if it bounces off again, if we are still very much in the consolidation phase of a bull market. I hope so, sir. But yeah, we can always make new moving average lines as well. Also, friends, I made a video for you yesterday, or like 12 hours ago, whatever. Unfortunately, there's a fund that blew up, Stream Finance. Okay, and it's very unfortunate, friends. Stream Finance. So I just want to explain for you why. I don't laugh at anybody's misfortune. Okay, friends. I never laugh at anybody's misfortune. That's just not in my nature. Okay, that's just not me. But if you're out there and you're on the fence about laughing at anybody's misfortune, I was here in 2022 watching Gainsey call everybody poor, and now he's doing like live streams to like 50 people on Pump Fund, and he's got like advertisements and stuff around, okay? So I watched a $15, $20, $30 million account of his go down. I don't know what it is, but I watched it happen, okay? And I never thought it would happen. I just thought, well, friends, I'm not nice to people, or I'm not like empathetic just because like, oh, something bad might happen to me. I don't care about that, all right? I treat people how I want to be treated, So I don't wish bad upon anybody at all. And so I made this video so we can learn together, okay? We can learn together of what happened here. So you have big loss, turned 5K into 10 million, all right? So you got to learn from this. So I told you this is what happens, right? So a prodigy, this kid comes in, he could do all these yield farms, all these other amazing stuff. He turned 5K into 10 million, okay? He went like all in on this airdrop. He got 300K. He used that to farm Aero. He got 2 million from that. He kept compounding. So everyone's like, wow, look at this guy's leaping and leaping and leaping. It's amazing. He's up to 10 million now. Then he started a big DeFi fund. He had $100 million in it plus. I'm not sure exactly how much money, maybe 400 million. I don't know. Someone said maybe up to 400 million. It had a lot of money in there, okay? Because everyone's like, look at this genius kid. They had like 30 different yield farms all across crypto. They're diversified. They're paying out the yield. Well, they just took like a $93 million loss. And now they've got lawyers and stuff involved, okay? So obviously the price went down in crypto. So clearly something to there was involving leverage, or maybe it was a balancer exploit. I don't know, okay? But yes, unfortunately, this kid, Law, he says, look, I will be taking my life after this, as it's the only reason I'm talking here despite being told not to. So I feel, man, so don't do it, friends. I know it is very painful. It's the easy way out. We have to sit here. We have to suffer together until things get better. But yeah, so there's a lot of lessons to learn from that story, because like there's always some new prodigy that comes in and they just bunny hop up and up and up and up and up and up and up. But if you just imagine them like a chart that goes parabolic for an altcoin, you're like, man, I'm too late on that. If you start thinking about that, you usually save yourself. The problem is you become too nihilistic on a lot of stuff. All right? You do. Because you're like, oh, I missed it. But most of the times you have. That's why there's no formula to this. There's no easy way out. It's a case-by-case basis when it comes to these, right? I mean, look at all these other opportunities. The altcoins low. Imagine you just say, oh, I missed it. We're going a 4-year cycle, bear market now. You know what I mean? So you can't just conclude this about everything. There is a lot of random luck involved. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even when it looks really dark. We need to hang in there. Crypto has long-term value. We need to keep believing. Here we have Sammy Chica. Yeah, this is sad. Things will always get better. Verdi, it's never as good or as bad as it seems. All right. Sometimes you don't have the stamina anymore to go at the end of the tunnel. I agree, sir, but what can we do now? Like, you know, if you just need any stamina, think about the thought of selling and then rallying without you. Also, I want to give you this update, friends. So I'm glad I was watching Randy Boo, and there's this information coming out here. Long-term Bitcoin holders sold more than 400,000 Bitcoin over the last 30 days, representing 2% of the supply. So there's been this narrative, and I didn't look into it. Now I'm glad I did, where they're like, oh, all the Bitcoin OGs have been dumping Bitcoin and killing the market. But actually, it's not fully true, that case. It's the hedging. So they're hedging with the ETF. So these ETFs, they stay on the bid, and when they get filled on the bid, all right, then they sell on I guess the spot or whatever. So they're just basically trading their account, and it looks like a lot's been selling from the ETF. But I'm sure long-term holders have been selling at the same time as well. And it would be the biggest KOL shillers too. But there's the truth's always somewhere in between. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as that. But you got to remember, like, a lot of these people, they have like, a lot of people are trying to paint a picture like, oh, we're all going down because those insiders of Bitcoin are dumping on everything out here. Like I said, the truth is never as like clear-cut as that. Also, friends, we have a PulseChain mention from Ivan on tech. Let's listen.
Oh, thoughts on Somi coping with PulseChain? I haven't watched Somi in a while, but big shout out to Somi. I love Somi. What is he doing? Coping?
We're coping.
What is Pulse doing? Let's check. How do you even find Pulse? I always forget. Is it VDI, Pulse, VDI? You have to write some weird ass. Like, how do you find PulseChain? Where is it? Why? See, the whole community for years they cannot even get a freaking sticker in proper.
Yeah, so it just goes on through covering it and stuff out here, looking at the PulseChain price chart. Just want to share that with you out here. So also with PulseChain in the altcoin category, we don't have any legs because Ethereum has no legs out here, friends. Like, you don't. That's why, like, you know, during these times when everything goes down, you don't to cherry pick one or two altcoins. Literally just a waste of time. We know what we got to watch. We're watching the big daddy stuff out here. The big daddy stuff like Meth, for example. Meth turbo nuking in real time. And it's just broken all levels on the way down up here. What is it going to do? Poke at 3,000? We don't know. But yeah, just, man, we're doing this over and over and over again. I think what sucks the most as well is there's been, like, you're not even up in the year for a lot of stuff. You're not even up like a 3x to like take a tiny bit of profit out. You're not even up. It was just straight down for everything. Like everything's just been bleeding. That's the PMI, right? PMI has been bad. That's why a lot of people come in and they say, oh, no, but who's buying these coins? Who's buying these coins? You know that question as well. Where were you to ask that question right before XRP popped? What about Zcash? By the way, when soy was $20, who's buying these coins? They had no answer. Okay. By the time you realize, oh, people are buying soy, it's $180. They're buying soy to do the pump fund stuff. Right? So don't let people like fool you with these words like they have some sort of real insight into the future. They're basically just justifying why they're all in on stable coins and they're not participating in markets out here. So Ethereum, I really hope this was enough of a level fake out and it can come back. But it's hope and it's cope. Don't forget to love you, friends. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you soon.